Hello everyone, my name is Jeffrey and welcome back for episode 59 of the Satisfactory series here on YouTube. In this video we begin part 1 of a supercomputer computer circuit board factory. A few of the necessary components that we use for a final space elevator goal. This multi-floor factory is packed full of hundreds of machines including refineries and constructors. Thank you all for the support and help with the series so far. Let's get to playing games. Alright, time for another two-parter. Here it is. I don't think any way I can possibly get this done in one episode unless I really made this one probably upwards of 3 hours long. It's all about circuit boards, computers, and supercomputers. And there's going to be, part of this is plastic. We're going to be building a separate plastic plant all on its own. That's actually what I have the to-do list out of order. That's what we're going to be starting with today is the plastic plant, and then we'll hop into the refinery floor. I mean, both of them take refineries either way. But we are today going to be setting on up over... Whoa, my map is so zoomed in. Up on over here at the edge, basically where... That's like this little canyon here. And then we'll also be up here on the top of this mountain as well where this water is. I'm going to be trying my first ever... quote-unquote water tower today where my water source is up higher than everything else, so I shouldn't have to use any lifts whatsoever. It's just going to run down and then across. So I have one platform set up in about this area that's going to be doing a lot of the circuit boards, computers, and supercomputers. Actually a multi-level platform. And then I believe it's down here where the oil nodes are is where we're actually going to be setting up the plastic factory. So we're going to head up on over to the red sands today. You're going to need 12 water extractors. I think it's about 5 miners. Whichever marks they are is kind of dependent. I don't think you necessarily need all Mark 3s, but I'm using them anyway. We'll need around 120 refineries. And then we'll need 40 assemblers, 14 manufacturers, about 150 constructors, and your 4 oil extractors. I already have the oil extractors and the miners set up, as well as actually the water extractors, just so I had to make sure I made sure everything was all ready to go. This is going to be another one of those. If you want to follow along exactly, you can find in the Google Drive my empty platforms set up. I don't have any of the items. You'll have to come back here and get a bunch of the items that you're actually going to need. But all the platforms are set up ready to go. The miners are all set up ready to go. The water extractors are all set up ready to go. You just got to worry about actually setting up the machines, the factory themselves. And it hopefully should be somewhat easy to follow along with. If I'm making mistakes, as always, feel free to hop into the Discord and ask me. Leave a comment down below. But other than that, let's head on over to the Red Sands. Alright, welcome to the Red Sands Platform 2.0, along with all the other massive, monstrous builds we've built in the Red Sands. Seems like this is actually what this area is really good for, is having yourself set up for the bigger builds in the end game, since it's, not a lot of stuff blocking you, and there's ample amount of nodes kind of just everywhere. You got a little bit of water as well too, so let's go over the nodes really quickly that we're going to be using on this one. We have a copper node right here, and it's putting out a whopping total 15.53 per minute. How about that? What a complete waste of a node. Hopefully I can make more use of that later. The problem I had was the copper portion of this build intakes a total of 616.53. Unfortunately, I don't have any close by pure nodes that I could tap into. So what I did was I tapped... this is a caterium node right here set to 416. That's actually going to get mixed with another caterium node back there a little bit. We'll get there in just a minute. This is the giant platform we're working with. Like I said, we're definitely not going to get through all of this today, but we'll try and get through as much as we can, and then we'll just split this down into a two-parter. So yeah, you need 616.53 copper ore per minute, and you need 832 caterium ore per minute. So I have that split into two. We got one here at 416, and then the other one is back over here. It is also set to 416, so those can just be two separately split even lines. It is just on down over there. You can see the miner set down there. And then we also need a input of quartz line for this. We're going to be taking in a total of 312.4 raw quartz per minute. That's coming from, if you guys remember my giant aluminum factory we were working on over here, we actually ended up not having to use all the quartz nodes. I believe these actually are moving in the 1.0 release. Super excited. September 10th, for anyone who didn't know, Satisfactory 1.0 is finally coming. We just have to somehow curb our excitement for 2 months. But yeah, I believe these quartz nodes, or some of these quartz nodes, are going to be moving in 1.0. So this factory layout, these factory layouts definitely won't be working going forward. However, today we're going to be taking this last one that we weren't using last time. And we're going to be sending that over. Like I said, that is set to 312.4 per minute. And that's going to be sent into some constructors to turn into silica. But today, what we're actually starting with, oh, the other copper node is, where is the other copper node? Oh, it's over here. Okay. The other copper node is over here. You don't have to necessarily do it from this one. As you can see, there was also that second copper node there next to that one. I think you could potentially tap that one as well. But this is a fully overclocked Mark III miner set to pump out 600 per minute. Because it's on a normal node. It is indeed 600 per minute coming from there. That'll fill in the rest of the, we'll turn that into one big line of like whatever, the 616 point whatever. And this right here, this bad boy is going to be our plastic factory. We are going to make more plastic than we actually need for the system. We need a total of 280 plastic per minute for the actual factory over there. So that's going to be sent off down that line just like that. But I actually have 4 oil extractors that I can make use of here. So I'm actually going to be making way more plastic than that. And then if I need, so it'll be ready for if I need it in the future, or if I need to switch some things over to rubber, that'll be pretty straightforward as well. Just might take some slight changes. But yeah, we have a total of 900 crude oil per minute here once I overclock all these oil extractors. So I'm going to split that into 2 pipes of 450. And I need a total of 30 just for plastic. A total of 30 refineries to handle that much. So I think what I'll do is I'll just break it down into, I think if I could do 2 groups of 15. I typically don't like to make them in groups that long, but I feel like if I make like just a looping system of the oil, it should be able to handle it pretty straightforward. I mean, I could always just break it down into 3 groups of 10. Actually, yeah, you know what? I'll do 3 groups of 10, and then I'll just do 3 lines of 300 instead of 2 lines of 400. So we'll take, this one is a normal, so that can be its own pipe. I think this one's normal as well. Yeah, that can be its own pipe. And then when the other 2 are impure, I'll have to connect together into a single pipe. So 3 lines of 300 pipes of the oil coming up, and that'll flow into, well, up along this floor here. We're going to put in our 3 lines of 10 of the refinery. I think I'll actually just go ahead and pre-set up the blueprint though, just so it's all ready to go. Okay, so I loaded up one of my old blueprints here that is just originally set up to, I don't think they're actually set up to do anything, but it looks like they're input a liquid and they output liquid and a solid, which is perfect because that's what I actually want to do. So we're going to set these to do plastic. We're going to leave them all fully set it like no underclocking, no overclocking required. And then we'll color code this a little bit really quick. There we go. So we got to set up 3 refineries, just using the old one, just set in, color coded them for blue for plastic, oil in, heavy oil residue out, and then the plastic will come out up top. And then that should be good to go. So we'll save that. We'll clear it, get rid of this, and then we can start putting in the refineries. Okay, I think I actually need a little bit more room here. So I'm just going to grab a few more. I'm just going to make this a fully square platform. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 20 by 24. And then now I should be able to fit in these blueprints with no issues. So our 3 refineries set for plastic. We're going to start with our first. We're going to set them in a little bit because that obviously that rock sticks out a little bit. So we're going to go 1 there. And then we'll give one little gap in between just so we can send things around that we need to. 2. And then same for this one. Pop that one down right there. And then I just need these to be in groups of 10. So what I'm going to do is we'll do 3 to give us 9, and then I'll just add an extra refinery on the end of each one. There we go. Now I got 10, or 3 lines of 10 for a total of 30 refineries that are all set to do plastic. Got that one added in on the end, and it turned it blue. And this should theoretically work. So what I'm going to set up first is I'm actually going to set up the full loop system for all the oil so that it flows around properly. So I'm just going to connect all these up here. And then I'm going to send a line off the back. Actually, I'm just going to set up the, we'll just do like pipeline junctions. So we'll do like right here. And then I'm going to do that for each one here. Actually, no, technically I only need to do it for that one, because then this way these pipes can come down like this. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on this back side here. So we'll put in a pipeline junction right there, connecting these up here. And actually this is going to need pipeline junctions at every single one of these, because this is where the crude oil actually comes in. And there we go. That'll give me a fully looping system of crude oil, so that even though there's 30, that there shouldn't be any sort of like, you know, down here is choked out or anything like that. Everyone should be able to split this very evenly. Kind of creates a nice loop for the oil to flow in. Okay, so there we go. So now I just got to be able to bring the actual oil up from down below. Also, I forgot it because we are about to hit... like as we're recording this episode anyway, we are about to hit 900 subscribers on the channel, which is crazy. I feel like literally it was just a couple days ago we were pretty much hitting 800. I probably haven't mentioned a little bit, we are going to be celebrating 1,000 subscribers with our first live stream here on YouTube, where basically what I want to do is build these like Mario Kart style obstacle kart, like satisfactory kart races in a totally separate world. I've already started on one actually, and maybe I'll upload I have it in the Discord for anyone who wants to join and you know, give a hand, give some ideas, test out the one track that I built so far. It's actually a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing like a couple different tracks spread out around the map, and I think it'll be a really cool way to you know, do something fun with you guys. Get you guys involved for anyone who actually has who does have Satisfactory, and then we'll just kind of rotate people out and be able to enjoy the race together. So yeah, if you want to try out the first one that I built as like a tester track, go ahead and join the Discord. I have the save file uploaded in there. If there's enough interest, people, you know, leave a comment down below if you're like, oh, I really want to try that. I'll upload it to the Google Drive as well. The ultimate game plan is to upload a special video for the races, and then maybe, you know, I'm sure somebody with or the people with like really good building knowledge and really good creativity in the game can probably make some way cooler races than I do. But I really just want to get the idea out there. I think it's a really cool concept for just, you know, something extra to do in Satisfactory aside from just, you know, building factories all the time. Yeah, other than that, I'm just going to hook up the rest of these purple pipes on the back. I'm actually going to send them down below because I think it's like 7.5 refineries for taking all this heavy oil residue and turning it into petroleum coke, for now anyway. I'm probably going to use it for something else going forward. I'm getting pretty tired of just sending everything into sinks all the time. And I think once I actually get these I think once I get these space elevator parts finished, I'm going to really focus on like actually taking a lot of things that are just going into sinks and, you know, making more use of them. But anyway, that's the plan for now. So what I need to do, I'm actually going to send it down below, and I'm going to add in an extra bit, because I mean, I could maybe fit 7.5 here. Let me see if I can. Actually, yeah, I will put them maybe along here, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to shave off this top layer. Just like this, so that I can actually, because I want to just send the heavy oil residue down below. Like down to this floor. And so I feel like if I just kind of get rid of this top layer, or most of it anyway, then I should be able to fit the 7.5 refineries in here. And I think I actually do have a blueprint for heavy oil residue, don't I? Alright, sorry. So 7.5 refineries. Grabbing our blueprint, I actually set one up called Peacoke refineries. I mean, really, it's just, I had it all set up. I just actually preset them, and now I've named it. So what I'm going to do, since I need 7.5, is I might as well do here, we'll set it up like this. Let's say we'll do here, we'll try and aim it to where those mergers land right in the middle of this platform here, like that. There we go. So what I want to do is I'm going to go 1. Yeah, I'm going to put down 3. I just won't use all of them, I don't think. Maybe we'll just set it to doing 7. So the problem here is going to be, I think we're going to be outputting too much petroleum coke. Because, yeah, if you use 7 times 120, that's 800. Yeah, that's way more than 1 belt can handle. So I think we're going to have to split these down. Like we're going to use 8. So I think what we'll end up doing is we'll do like 4 and 4 together. And then so we'll have to have 2 sinks for now. So I'm just going to delete this one off the end here. Take out all the stuff from it. And so yeah, the way I'll set these up, we'll have to obviously add in a little bit more platform here so we can add in the awesome sinks. But what I'll do is we'll take these 2 mergers. Actually, we'll just take all the mergers off there. Take these belts away. So I have to rehook them up anyway. And then I'm going to take off this merger as well. And this one. So I'm going to take this belt out. This one, I'm going to put back on, and we're going to face it forwards. Coming this way. This one I'm going to turn to the right. So these 4 will be together. And then this one will go left. I mean, this is kind of arbitrary. Forwards. And then sideways and sideways. And then you want to just go ahead and connect those up. Going through here. Connect you guys up to here. There you go. Now you got 4 and 4 split. So you'll have 1 line coming here, 1 line coming here. So we'll just have to have 2 awesome sinks off the front of this. Only thing I have left to do now is hook up these pipes here. This can actually be fed as one singular thing, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a loop for itself. So I'm going to bring it around like this. There we go. So now we have a loop pipe, and then I'm going to right in the middle of the 4 and 4 split. So literally right there. And that'll be the input line that comes from these 3 up top here. So what does that mean? That means we're going to grab some floor holes from logistics here. Pipeline floor hole. We're going to put it right there for all 3 lines. Then we're going to change, make sure we're building. I always like to build in horizontal to vertical. Makes the pipes look cleaner, and I don't know, like this has never really been confirmed, but I feel like it just makes the pipes work better. So yeah, we're going to bring all those 3 from above. We'll bring them down together into, we can put one of these right here. And now we can just hook up the 3 inputs here into the lines that are coming down. So we'll grab them, bring them down like this. So, and again, since I only need 280 plastic, I don't need all the plastic they're actually making here. Thankfully, at least it's in sets of 20. So here we have 200, and we got 40, or 220, 40, 60, 80. So basically we can just combine. We'll take the mergers off of these ones, going down the line here, and then also take their connector pieces off like that. Oh, I actually shouldn't have done that. Now it's going to be annoying to put these back in. That's okay. But basically what I want to do is I want to send these 4 mergers this way, or face them this way, and then I'll connect them into the group over here. Okay, there we go. So we got the 4 coming down this way, so that'll be the other 80 to add into this 200. That'll be the 280 once we actually connect these into here. And that is going to get sent on along this conveyor belt over here. That'll be hooked up to the main factory once we actually get over there. So I'm going to put in 3 awesome sinks for now, and then we can actually turn this on. Well, like once I actually hook the pipes up from down below, we'll be able to hook this on, we'll hook this up to power and turn everything on over here, just so we can get everything up and running. I'm going to do that probably for most of this factory, just so we can have things running and backed up, ready to go, because this is a very large factory with many little components going on. So I'm going to get the platform here extended for putting in a couple awesome sinks here on the end. We'll just put in like a little 3x3 off the end. It's a little laggy, but that's okay. I did try and dial in the audio a little bit better this time. Hopefully you guys can let me know down below how everything's sounding. Like I said, I've swapped to a different computer now, so I'm just hoping that I can get everything set up back the way it was before. So let's go ahead and grab our awesome sinks. So those 2 are going to be handling all the petroleum coke that comes out of there. And then I'm going to need 1 more. I'm going to put it up here. Let's see what kind of room I got up here. Perfect. I'm going to be sending the remainder bits of the plastic. Actually, I guess I'm going to use 2 for now. So I'll put in an extra one here. This won't be here for very long. This is just going to sink the 280 for now. And then this sink is going to sink, I guess technically it'd sink everything for now, but then I'd have to put in another sink later on. So, we'll just set it up with the 2 for now. So yeah, this is going to be the permanent sink for this one. This is going to be a temporary sink for the plastic until I'm ready to send it over to the rest of the factory. All right, that is everybody hooked up there now to their respective awesome sink and everything. So now I'm going to quickly run through, connect up the power to these, bring these pipes up from down below, probably throw these on a platform really quick too, and then we can turn this on. So I'm just going to hook up these pipes down below. Like I guess, remember, you've got 3 lines of 300, so you got 1 coming from there, 1 coming from there, and then the 2 impure need to be mixed together. We'll pump those up from down below onto this, actually, we can pretty much just pump them up right to this line here, because they're going to be feeding 1, 2, and 3 pipes right there. I'll probably do them from down below. And then all the heavy oil residue is now hooked up for the outputs. They come down, they go into this loop system right here. This should be set, ready to go as well. So yeah, like I said, just throw some power and your 3 lines of 300 oil up, and we'll turn this bad boy on. Alright, I know it's getting dark, but I think it's time to turn on some power, because we've got a bunch of crude oil in the system and we're ready to go. So let me go ahead and grab power line from here. If you are following along exactly, I did have to use 2 pumps. So there's a set of pumps down there. There's also a set of pumps here, because the head lift literally only goes to like this floor right here, and it needs to go up like a couple. It sucks because it just needs to go a couple meters higher, but which means, I mean, maybe you could try moving those up a little bit from down below, but just to be safe, I added in the 3 extra ones here. So now I'm going to go ahead and link this one right here to the rest of the system. And I forgot to actually hook these ones up on the end of power. So I'll do that really quick too. There we go. So we should start seeing the plastic get pumped out, and then as well, you'll also see the heavy oil residue. This part's not as important. Like, I don't care that this is going to take a little while to get itself backed up properly. I mean, the main system is the plastic. This is just the excess. So as long as this system is performing and running functionally, it's currently not because I gotta wait for a little bit more oil to get into the system. I guess turning all 3 lines on at the same time technically wasn't the best idea, but it'll feel like, because I have the loop system set up, it should fill itself up actually pretty quickly again. So we can go ahead and scratch this one off our to-do list, the plastic plant for today. See, my inventory is full of a bunch of copper stuff because I had to go and fix my backed up copper factory. So yeah, plastic plant's ready to go. We're just going to throw all this stuff into the awesome sinks here, or throw it in the trash or whatever. It's not really super important. Yeah, so basically what happened was there was a belt that wasn't connected over there. Or it seemed like it was connected, but it actually wasn't. And then also the smart splitter that I had set up, even though I was pretty sure I had set to do the overflow, was no longer doing overflow. So all the nuclear pasta was just getting backed up in that whole thing. So got that fixed up, ready to go. So now that that's all done, I will see you guys when the sun comes up, and we will get started on the main factory here, doing a bunch of refineries. There you go, the sun's up, and I realized I almost forgot to show you guys the water facility. So I have 8 water extractors for our pure caterium ingots. Each of them are all set to 104 parts per minute, giving you 2 lines of 416 per minute, which is exactly what I need for. Well, I need 2 lines. What is that? 416 times 2. 416 times 2. I needed. No, that's divided by 2. Times 2. I need 832 cubic meters of water per minute. And then for the copper, I need 411, so I have 4 over there. Get around this little... I don't want to interrupt anybody here. We've got everybody set to 102.75 per minute all the way across there. That gives you your total of 411 in this one pipe here. So it looks like the far left outside one is going to be our copper line. So I'm just going to go... When we're going to go down here, I'm going to color code that so I don't forget. I'll just color the other 2 yellow so I know what they're for. And then we can get started on placing down all our refineries. There we go. That'll just help me remember that these 2 lines are meant for the pure caterium refineries. So yeah, you could just bring the water for, you don't have to go all the way up there and do all these pipes. You could just do them in these pools right here. I believe your water extractors can fit. I just really wanted to try the whole, like, building a quote-unquote water tower type thing where you don't have to use any pumps. All the water is just flowing down from up top there, and it should be just fine for all the machines down here. And lucky for us, I do already have a pure ingot... Where is it? Pure ingot refineries right here, ready to go. We'll just set them up once we're done, so I don't have to set one for copper and one for caterium. So... Since we're going to be putting out a total of 416 caterium ingots. That means we can combine all of the refineries when we're done into one line. That'll be really nice. The copper, however, is not going to be quite as nice because that output copper is about a little over 1,500. So that'll have to be 2 separate lines going off in 2 directions. Actually, we'll probably have to do 3. Because that's when things get a little bit more complicated. But let's start off at least with the easier one. We'll do the caterium, especially since we got caterium right here. The other caterium is somewhere. All right, yeah, the other caterium is way off over there. So yeah, we got the 2 lines of caterium right here. So I'm going to start my refineries right here. So I need... It says 34.7. I'm going to call it 35 and maybe even a little bit more. We'll see how this gets set up. Let's say we want to split. So we have two water lines and 2 solid ingot lines. Or not solid, like the ore lines. So let's figure out how we're going to do this. We're going to go... Okay, so I'm going to make an extra refinery, and that way I can just do them in groups of 3, and we'll do 3 groups of 12. that actually is super easy because if we just take the pure ingot refinery here. Where'd you go? Pure ingot refinery. That means I can just do 3 or 4 groups of 3. We'll do like line of 3 lines of 12, so it'll be 3 lines of 4 of these. We'll make sure they're actually facing the right way. We'll go on there, on there, there. There you go. So there's our first group of 12 refineries. I'm just going to do that 3 more times. Or 2 more times, sorry. So 2 more lines of that in the back. And so you can see how, I mean, technically you could just run the water pipe straight up, but even if I go from here and I lift it back up again, it shouldn't have any issues because of all the overhead lift we actually get from the system up top. Couldn't tell you how these aren't full yet because there's just so much, like, where is that water going? I don't know. It's going all over the place. Oh, I want to fix those too because I don't like the way that they're sitting. Yeah, so I'm going to do 2 more lines of the refineries here and then we can just hook things up and that'll be at least our caterium ingot. The caterium ingots are pretty straightforward. Okay, so there's my 3 groups of 12, and I am now realizing there's no way this bottom floor, no way I made this bottom floor big enough, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to add in some more space because I have to add in another, what, 40-something refineries. So, whoops. We'll just have to add in a little bit more space, probably off the back side for fitting more refineries. Sorry about that. For now, what I want to do is I'm going to set up a similar loop, like we're going to get these all hooked up, and then I'm going to set up a similar loop line coming around the back side here as I've been doing all along. Like I said before, I don't know if these are necessarily like the best way of doing this, but I mean, ever since I've been doing this, I've had basically little to no water issues or even like fluid issues. So whether or not this is the proper way of doing it, oh, that's not right. You know, I'm not 100% sure, but it's seems to be working without any issues. There we go. And I haven't really had anybody starving for water like when you get way down the line. So I'm going to keep doing it until it fails. All right, the patented chef-free water loop is completed. So I got those 2 yellow lines hooked up to the caterium system now. I'll have to finish hooking up there's some pipes and everything I haven't finished hooking up through here, and then I'll have to hook up the belts. And then we can start to bring over the caterium. The only, kind of annoying part obviously here is we need to split 2 miners into 3 evenly, or as close to evenly as possible. So I think basically what I'll do is I'll run both of them into a splitter. So I'll run one into a splitter here, and then the other one will run into a splitter on the other one. And then on the middle one, we'll put a merger. And then that way it should send enough down through the line. So now we're just going to finish hooking up this pipes all through here to finish the water loop system. And that'll be our caterium refineries all set up, ready to go. And like I said, once we get the belts and stuff hooked up as well, this part is definitely one of the easier parts, one of the easier refineries to set up. Pretty straightforward. Get all these belts linked up and we're good to go. There we go. We're all hooked up now. And like I said, I think this should work. We're going to splitter here, feed there. The rest will go into that part. Same on the other side. So it's basically just the 2 lines are splitting off just enough to feed the middle one. Hopefully this works. Basically means the middle one's definitely, I think, going to get backed up first. But either way, we can now hook up the caterium line from this one. I think I'll drag over and around. Actually, no, I think I'll just put it in right here, and then we'll just go around and down for that one. It's going to come over anyway, so. All right, we got 2 lines of our caterium hooked up, so these are ready to go now. I just got to connect up all the power through to those. And just to get that up and running, I may also just throw, because especially since this is just going to be one singular line coming out, I think for now, we'll just throw an awesome sink off the end. And we'll sink the ingots until we're ready. So I'm just going to do a quick little power hookup to these. I'm going to do one line at a time this time, just so it actually, I mean, it doesn't really matter because it has plenty of time to get itself backed up. There we go. We got that power hooked up there. Here, let's do one at a time. There we go. One line at a time so we don't end up breaking everything. So I also totally forgot I didn't actually set them first, so I had to set them all. But yeah, that'll be cranking out through some caterium ingots. That'll be done, ready to go for us. Those are eventually all going to get turned into, they're going to get sent upstairs and get turned into a buttload of Quickwire. Like 35 constructors worth of Quickwire, so quite a bit. Fun fact, it's actually over 2,000 Quickwire we're going to be making for this factory. This is going to be quite a bit. So we can now go ahead and turn on the rest of these. Going through here. Like I said, you gotta set them, unfortunately, because I'm a silly man who didn't think to set them. Wait, what? Oh, because I didn't actually connect. Wait, I thought I connected over to power. I guess I didn't. Okay, so there we go. That is our, just with the little bit of yellow there you see is just them waiting on the caterium. So now those are all set up, ready to go. We can move on to our adding a little bit more space for all the copper refineries. We'll get those all set up, and then we'll start working away on some of the constructors. Definitely not going to get through all the constructors today. Like I said, we got to place like 150 constructors. And it's not as easy as that one where it was just placing a whole bunch of constructors all doing the same thing. Things are a little bit more complicated here. So I'm going to add in off the back here. We're going to grab our blueprint. We're going to add in quite a bit of space off the back here. Oops. I'm going to add in at least 3 going back. Yeah, it's 42 total refineries for the copper, so not too many more than the caterium, but we definitely didn't. We needed basically double the space that we had, and we weren't ready for that. But now I think we should be okay. I feel like that'll be enough room, because I'm probably gonna do what's like 42 divided by 4, 10.5. What's 42 divided by 3? 14. Ooh, yeah. See, I don't love doing the lines of 14. You know what? We're doing it. We're doing the lines of 14, and we're just gonna set up another water loop system, and we should be fine. So the problem of it, like, yeah, I mean, you can set up like just dry goods, like going super far down. If you like, I've set up huge conveyor lines before. I find that more in a line you hook up to the like fluids, then they start to occasionally have a few issues. Although adding these loops in definitely seems to help things out a lot. So we're gonna do the same thing when we go over here. We're gonna put down 3 groups of 14 refineries. I'm going to make sure, again, they're all facing the right way. I want to make sure they're all facing. Actually, could they be facing this way? I might just complicate it. I'm going to make sure everything's still facing that way. So we're going to take our blueprints. We're going to take our pure ingot refineries. We're going to start setting them up going down along here. And groups of 14. So we're going to do 4 of these, and then I'll add on a little 2 section on the end. Alright, I managed to get the 3 groups down with a little bit extra space in the end. How about that? Look at me. So, I just gotta add in the 2 more on the very end. And I may actually have a blueprint for this. I do. So I'll just have to, they're currently set to copper, so I'll just have to change it from copper to, oh wait, no, this is supposed to be copper. Okay, I mean, so that's easy. Just put those on the end like that. And those are our groups of 14. So now I'm just going to quickly set up the same water loop system I did here on this one. And then we can start letting this get filled up. And then we will start working on how to hook up all the copper to here. Okay, there we go. So we got our patented Chefry water loop set up. And so now we're going to, before we hook up all the belts and everything, I think what I'm going to do, because we have such a large system and not a large amount of water, I'm actually going to power these all on, and I think that will, like, because we don't have the copper yet, I think that'll at least let them start filling up with water, and that will hopefully alleviate my water issues down the road. So I'm going to grab the power to here, connect them in, and yeah, they do start filling with water that way. So I'm going to let these start filling up, and then once they're actually full, I can go ahead and turn off actually, I guess I won't even have to do that. I won't even have to turn them off technically. So yeah, I'll let those start filling with water. Let me hook up the merger and let me hook up all these conveyor lines through here, and then I'll meet back here with you guys to bring over the actual copper ore. So while I'm actually hooking these up, I realized something. There was only one slightly complicated thing that we're gonna have to do from mixing these together, is that 8 of these, so I'm just going to mark them out so I don't forget. 8 of these are going to get sent as a line of 300, and then the rest are going to have to make the 1241.33 that I'm going to need. So actually what I think I'll do is I'll grab them from the middle ones. So let me color the middle ones here. There we go, just like that. And so yeah, these are going to be those are going to get separated off to go and do their own thing. Probably end up sending them out that way actually. So yeah, now the rest of these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these up, and then I'm going to figure out how many, or like how to clock these properly to output 1241.33. So each line technically right now outputs 525. I mean, not the middle one, but 525 and 525. So we'll need to connect those together. I mean, those can be their own thing. So I think what I'll do is we'll have to split that into 2 lines. Obviously, can't move 1241.33 at once. So I think what I'll do is I'll go similar to what I did back over there. We'll do a merger in front of the 2 outer lines. Just like this. And then out of this middle one, we'll grab a splitter. I have my hotbar here. What is happening? There we go. Okay. So we'll put the splitter in here. And that'll hopefully... So yeah, 525... times 2 is 1050. So 1241. So I need these 6 to output a total of 191.33. So we'll do 191.33 divided by 6. Okay, there we go. I think I figured it out. So the way it's going to work is you're going to leave those ones all clocked the way they are just fine, so that the 2 of them connected, or the 2 of them together will make it 1050. And then these remaining 6, these 5, you're going to leave 100%, 37.5. This one on the very end, 33.67 per minute. And that's going to give you exactly 1,241.33 divided equally into 2 lines. Oh, the math was hard on that one. That took me a few minutes. All right. Just to kind of move things along. Oh, I gotta hook these back up. But just to move things along a little bit here, we've got our belts are all hooked up. Our inputs are not done yet, but our outputs are. And the outputs are going to feed into sinks for now, just like I said. So I want to get this floor up and running while I work on the rest of this. And once we get this refinery floor all finished, we can actually move into the hard part, like I was saying, where we actually put in a whole bunch of constructors up top. And it's going to be just a complete mess. So yeah, like I said, we're going to need to bring over the line of copper here. We're going to take the, whatever is like 16 per minute coming out of here, mix it with the other copper line we got to bring from the rest of the line over there. It's going to come to a merger, and it's going to go into, unfortunately I have to merge only to split again, but it's just the way these come together. I wish I had a pure copper node I could have tapped, and it could have just been one line coming in and getting split, but anyway. So yeah, like I said, we'll throw a merger like right here. And then immediately into a splitter. So I was trying to troubleshoot and figure out why this caterium part wasn't getting enough water, and it was because I forgot to actually hook up 2 or 3 of the water pumps up there, so we we were missing like 3/4 of the water we actually needed. So that system got a little messed up, but I'm glad like I said, glad I turned it on and found that early so that we can readjust. I'm just going to let this system fill back up with water as it all comes pouring down. But while I wait for that, we can go ahead and get this copper system hooked up, because I brought the 2 lines over for that. So now I just need to add in a few floor holes going along around here. 3 floor holes to be specific, so we're going to throw those in front of each of these splitters. Feed these in from down below. There we go. Copper ore is now being fed into the system. So that's already hooked up. Like, I can just kind of wait for the copper to kind of fill itself up through there. The water on this one should be fine, because when I was fixing the water pumps for these, I double checked up top to make sure that, you know, everything was good to go. So that is technically the refinery floor taken off our to-do list today. Look at us making baby steps. This is definitely a bit more of a like drawn out, definitely longer episode with this build. Gonna be a little bit crazier. But yeah, hopefully it's somewhat easy to follow along with. I know I made a couple mistakes so far. I needed more room on the end here, and then also forgot to hook up my water pumps. But everything else, I mean, for the most part, I gotta hook the power back up to this. Everything else for the most part is working pretty well, I think. Like I said, just the one little water issue we're having here, but the ore thing, the ore feed has been good so far. So that is the base components taken care of, and we still got to turn the raw quartz into silica. But I may actually be able to fit that potentially on this floor here, because we have a little bit of extra room. And I think, how many was it? It's only 14 constructors for the silica, so but you know, maybe I'll put that on this upper floor here, because we got a lot of work to do. Yeah, like I could fit it if and when this awesome sink wasn't here, but I don't really want to be that pressed for space. I got multiple floors here to work with, so I feel like I know it's like a little bit further down the line where it's like Quickwire / Silica, but I think I'm actually going to throw down the Silica constructors really quick, just to get them done out of the way. It is 14 constructors for this one, so I'm going to grab this. We'll do it in groups of 4. Actually, I guess I could do it in the 8. Yeah, because it's all getting combined back into one again. So I'm going to use my wait, is this a 10 constructor blueprint? It's a 10 constructor blueprint. No, it's not. It's an 8 constructor blueprint. I'm just seeing an extra one for some reason. I mean, technically I do need glasses. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to put in the group of 8 here, and then I'm going to add another 6. Yeah. There we go. 14 constructors. These are all going to be set to do silica. And then I think I might have to downclock it just the tiniest amount on the very end here. Yeah, so I need to take 4.33 out of this system. So I'm going to do, and we'll divide that by 2. Oops. 4.33 divided by 2. 2.165. Copy that. Just to make it even. Grab the silica. Paste that on there. No, that's not what I meant. So it's 37.5 minus 2.165. And that's what you want to put on the very end. So it's 35.335 per minute, or 35.34. But that's why I like to do the specific one. And then the rest you can just set to normal. Alright, so we got silica here ready to go. We can go ahead and hook this one up to power. Connect this one into the pole right here. And then I'm just going to sync the silica for now until it's set up ready to go. So I got these numbers here for us ready to go. These are going to be the numbers of constructors are going to be setting up for the Quickwire. So I know I'm supposed to be doing the copper stuff first, but I decided to do Quickwire and Silica instead. Now, all the Quickwires, or all the caterium, I mean, it's coming out down here. And this one, it's going to be one big line right here. It's going to go into a splitter. So like I said, we're going to be doing a group of 7. That's going to do 400 Quickwire. You have to downclock it a little bit. And then the remaining 28 are going to do the 1,680. So you have to split those obviously into, what is that, 3 groups? Yeah, that's going to have to be 3 separate groups because you need 3 separate lines because you can't move 1680 even between 2 lines. So we'll do, what's 28 divided by 3? Not that. Okay, so maybe I'll do, maybe I'll bump it up from 28 to 30. That way I just do 3 groups of 10 and then we'll just do some underclocking. But anyway, let's do the first group of 7 here first. So we can grab, that's too many. Actually, I'll just throw this one down and then I'll just delete one of them. There you go, 7. That was super easy. I just did 2 of my 4 blueprint and then I just deleted the one at the end. So now these are going to go ahead, you're going to set these to Quickwire like I said, and then you're going to want to, so what's 60 times 7? It's 420, so I need to take off 20. So on this very end one here, I'm only going to do 40. There we go. So that's our line of Quickwire, 400 Quickwire done. I'm just, like I said, I'm going to set everything up into a sync for now just to get everything, get everyone moving. So now I need 3 groups of 10, like I said. So I'll do these in my 8 and then I'll just add 2 on the end. So we'll go 1, 2, and 3 right next to each other. So they're all facing the right way. They're going to be facing that way. And then because, I mean, you could technically just overclock if you want, but just to keep it even, I'm going to add in this extra 2 on the end for everybody. It's 3 groups of 10. Then I'm just going to fill in the mergers and splitters and we'll hook these up. And then we'll have to do a little bit of downclocking and then we'll have to do some math here. So let me get in some splitters and mergers and then we'll do some math. Alright, we have our 3 sets of 10 and I need each of these. So what's 1680 divided by 3? So I need each of these to output 560. I think at the moment they're outputting 600. I need to take 40 off the back end. So we'll take 20 off here. Drop that to 40. Actually, I'll just copy and paste that onto all of them because it has to be the same. And then these, the rest of them can just all be normal. There we go. And those 4, so I'm going to take all the output from down here and I'm going to, oh, I get disconnected the power from my sink accidentally. I need to take the one line from there, split it into 4. So I'll probably hit into 1 splitter. That'll split it into 2 split, like 1 splitter into 2 splitters, and that should be able to do the 4 no problem. It won't be exactly even because obviously this takes less than these will, but it'll all balance out in the end. And then, so we'll get that all hooked up and we can take that sink out. I'll just take it out right now. We'll get the splitters put in on this logistics floor set up right here. And then from here, that'll be all of our caterium, like Quickwire stuff dealt with. And we can move into the slightly harder copper constructors. So yeah, this is where the caterium ingots are going to come out. So we're going to grab 1 splitter, put it right here. And that's going to split off into this one and this one. And then so now I can take my lifts. I'll send these 2 over this way. All right, there we go. There's our splitter for our caterium ingots. So we got 1 splitter, feed those 2, and then the other 2. So that is those being fed properly. Okay, so now I can go ahead and turn the power back on to everybody. Okay, so we'll pop on the power to our Quickwire here. Connect those in like that. Get those start to flow, and that'll get our caterium ore from underneath moving. And it'll start pounding some Quickwire into the sinks for us. Okay, cool. So that is Quickwire and Silica now off our to-do list. Been doing things all over the place today. To finish us off for today, I'm going to at least get the copper constructors set up. I don't know if I'll get everything all hooked up and running like everything else is, but I'll at least want to get the constructors done and set up. And I mean, the easy part too is, so from these green ones, this is my line of, what is it, 300 copper ingot. This is going to be coming up into a group of 20 constructors, so I think maybe I'll just bang that one out first. So I'm just going to do 5 of these. So we have 1, 2, 3. Nope. I have to do it the other way. I have to go down that way. Alright, yeah, there we go. I did turn them down that way. So now we got our 20 constructors going on this way. These are all going to be set to do wire. No underclocking or overclocking required here. Just 20 constructors all pumping out some wire. These are actually going to get connected into 10 constructors that are going to make cable. So, I mean, that may as well also get down on this floor too. I can probably do it, probably take these ones out from here and pop the 10 in right here. There we go, super easy. Slap down another 10. We just used the 8 constructors and then I just added in 2 more on the very end. So we're going to set these all to do cables. Copy those. Like I said, no underclocking or overclocking required here. These are just 10 constructors all pumping out cables. So yeah, this is pretty straightforward. We can go ahead and connect this up because essentially this is just getting connected in one line. This is 600 total wire. That'll feed into there. We can connect up these and then we can throw an awesome sink off the end of this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and connect these green ones that are doing the 300. I'm going to connect this up to this line so we can actually set this up ready to go, and that'll be another part of our factory up and running already. We're just going to go ahead and throw in a conveyor hole here, here. Grab a lift. Make sure it's facing the right way. Drag it between these floors. And this one I'm going to face this way. Whereabouts is that? That was right in the middle, right? So, only problem with that is that's right where the pipe is. So we can kind of figure that out. We'll just delete that for now. Put the lift in here. Hopefully this lines up. There we go. That actually lined up pretty nicely. So now we can go ahead and connect this belt up here. I'll start firing a whole bunch of copper into the system. I'm going to turn power on to this system as well. So we're going to go ahead and connect everyone up along here, as I often forget to do. I feel like this video is going to be dragging out a little bit because it's a little bit complicated, but we're doing our best. All right, let the wire production / cable production begin. It'll back itself up as we're working on everything here. So that's all good to go. That means this sink can be taken offline now. We can take those parts out from there. And then to finish it off, we need to figure out how to squeeze 63 more constructors in here. So I need 10 doing copper sheets. Just kind of figure out where I can squeeze that in. And then actually I could probably even squeeze that in over here. Because if we push these back a little bit, we actually have a little bit more room in here. So yeah, I think I'll try and squeeze them in here. It's not going to be the most ideal because I'm going to have to send copper ingots over here. But that'll be 100 copper sheets. And then the other, I have to do 520.67 copper sheets. That'll be the rest of the constructors that'll hopefully fit in this square here. So let's try and fit this one in here. Oh, she's a tight squeeze. But we can do it, don't worry. Also would have helped if I had just not, like if I could have set that up just, you know, like a block or two more over that way, but that's okay. There we go. It's a bit of tight squeeze for now, but that's okay because these things are going to be taken out eventually anyway. So we're going to throw in another 2 to make this a total of 10 constructors along here, filling in the rest of the pieces that we need. There we go. That is 100 copper sheets set up ready to go. I'm not going to actually have these hooked up and running just yet because I have to set up the rest of the, how we're going to split all the copper coming up here. So now the rest of this, 50... So it's what, 10 copper sheets per, so we need 52. I mean 52 and then we'll just overclock it. I mean I'd need to build one extra for 0.67, so I'll just overclock one by 0.67. So 52. And 52 divided by 8 is 6.5. So that means I need to try and squeeze 6 of these in here. Uh-oh. My god, I can't believe I actually fit them all in here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I had, it was 6.5, which means we needed an extra 4. So I put the extra 4 here on the very end. So that gets me my 52 constructors in here. Man, I planned this floor size out perfectly. For the constructors anyway. We don't want to talk about the refineries. So yeah, now we can go ahead and set up the mergers and splitters for these. So how's this going to work? So I need this total right here, these 52 constructors, 520.67. I'll do the 0.67 extra on here. So we'll go sheet, power shard, 0.67 extra. And then everything else can just be normal copper sheets. There we go. So now I've got everything all merged. I don't have the inputs set up yet. Obviously, we're going to have to do a whole bunch of floor holes for all those. But we do... And can I feed... Because technically, this could be an input line. This could be an input line. I'll just have to like go up and over with their inputs there. Which, probably not going to be a big deal. Probably actually be easier than doing them all into separate floor holes. So that is technically copper sheet. Man, how do I, there we go. I was like, how can I see this to-do list? Everything just matches the color. Copper sheets, wire, and cable are all off the to-do list. Like I said, I didn't fire them up totally. I mean, I got the wire and cable at least is up and running. The sheets, however, are not. Those are going to have to be hooked up in the next episode where we actually finish everything off. So the next episode is going to consist of turning this part on, and then the circuit boards and high-speed connector assemblers up on this floor, and along with the manufacturers for the crystal computers. Got a couple assemblers for just a few AI limiters as well. So a little bit easier on the second episode. But also don't forget, once this whole factory is up and running, we can mix it together with some of our parts from over there, and we will finally have another space elevator part off our to-do list. This one was a heck of a lot of work though, I'll tell you that much. Just going to double check before I sign off for the day. I want to make sure everything is up and running in its correct form, so that if you guys are following along, you don't have to be like, hey man, you got a little bit of a mistake going on there. So what do we got going on here? I see a yellow light going on. What are we missing? Wait, what? Why not? There we go. Sometimes just the belts need to be rehooked up for some reason. So I'm seeing green lights on everyone else. 100% efficiency. Even on this guy who is, they're just barely starting to get their copper all backed up. They are ready to go. So it looks like all our refineries are good. We got our caterium flowing nicely. We got our copper flowing nicely. Let's check our upper floor here where we're making some Quickwire. That's all working nicely. I see green lights. I see all yellow lights here. What happened? Did I disconnect somebody from the power? I probably did. Yeah, I had accidentally disconnected my 2 lines here, so no Quickwire, no Silica was going into sinks, which backed up my system here. We got that fixed. That means everything is all ready to go there. Check out the yellow lights over here. I think we're just waiting on the manifold line to back itself up through here. Not seeing any other issues, so I think that should be okay. So if you're following along, things should be working correctly. Let's just go double check in on that plastic plant over here. Make sure everything's all still working well here. Because pretty soon we're going to have to send that plastic over. Just watch out for a little bit of radiation in this area. You got quite a bit of radioactive stuff up on the hill here. Plastic plant seems to be having some oil issues. So let's get this figured out. Oh, yeah, it was just a stupid little floor hole bug. I just had to replace that pipe there, and now everything's filling back up again properly. Man, I really hope they get those floor hole bugs figured out for 1.0. But yeah, everything else seems like it's working fine. Obviously, we're a little lacking on some of our heavy oil residue here, and for some reason, this petroleum coke doesn't want to come out of the system. There we go. Any other issues? Nope, I think we should be good. So other than that floor hole bug, everything is seemingly good to go. So thank you guys again for hanging out with me for another episode. I really appreciate you being here. Like I said, any questions, feel free to leave me a comment down below or join the Discord. If you're still here, you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Leave me a little like, leave me a little comment. If you want to support the channel, you can check out Patreon or become a YouTube channel member. And I will see you guys in the next episode.